What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. So in today's video I wanted to talk about how broken is low tier CAS and should it be removed from the game. Now obviously low tier offers a lot of very kind of overpowered vehicles. You have P-51s that carry great ordnance, you have a bunch of strikers, you have things like the Yak-9s that can carry a PHE belt, and those against some of the newer players of War Thunder can seem to be very unfair and unbalanced. Honestly though, prop planes are a whole nother ballgame than top tier. All of these prop aircraft have to get very close to use any sort of weaponry, rather that be their cannons, machine guns, rockets, or bombs. You don't have long range missiles like the top tier KH-38s. You have a couple of those M-class missiles found in like the low tier German bombers and the Japanese event vehicle, but other than that, there really isn't too much that is extended range. And honestly, I think prop plane CAS, where it can be very unfun for some of the newer players, is definitely not very broken. And my reasoning behind this is prop aircraft are very vulnerable. You can machine gun them from the top with a 50 cal, you can kill them with AA. Low tier AA versus props almost always ends with the AA being victorious. Now, a bunch of new players against an experienced player in, say, like a Yak 9K, it's not going to be necessarily fair, but it's more easy to just take out a prop aircraft than a top tier aircraft in CAS. And honestly, I think the big thing with prop airplane CAS is, yes, at low tier you have all these newer players, and you can have a bunch of experienced players coming in with these low tier aircraft and doing really well with them. And it might seem unfair, but really honestly, I think the vulnerabilities that enemy aircraft or aircraft have, especially to top-mounted machine guns, AA, and other aircraft, is a lot more than what you have at top tier. I mean, in top tier, it's very simple to just have a top tier Su-34 with KH-38s ravage your entire team and change the entire outcome of a match. In low tier, these prop planes, yes, they can take out multiple targets. They're not necessarily fair to the newer player, but they're going to be easier to take out, easier to balance. And honestly, the best, it's one thing to be able to, at low tier, hop in any sort of plane at that BR and counter anything else. That really is how low tier works. But in top tier, you have things like, you have aircraft that are harder to counter. You don't have AA platforms for certain nations that can counter other things. You don't have aircraft that can counter other aircraft. In low tier, pretty much any plane can counter, can deal with any other aircraft. And on top of that, you have your aircraft that carry, almost any aircraft that you can bring into ground RB is going to be able to counter whatever your opponent is playing. And also AA at a low tier is very hard for aircraft to counter. You don't have any sort of targeting system really, so it's hard. You have to find them with your eyeball. You have to then, set up a machine gun or cannon run or bombing pass or rocket pass. And that can lead to, letting the AA pretty easily take you out. Now, AA at low tier can get overwhelmed and they're much more easier to sneak up on, but it's a lot, it's a lot easier for them to shoot down enemy aircraft. And then on top of all of that as well, you have aircraft like the Shermans that have a top-mounted 50 cal. That's a great counter to aircraft as well, and people don't really seem to understand that is a big counter to low tier aircraft. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on CAS at the lower BR, especially around like 4.0, 5.0, where you have things like the Yak-9s that have the APHE belts, and you have some of the better higher BR bombers. And just let me know your guys' thoughts in general with CAS in Ground RB. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and join the Discord that's linked down below in the description. And I will see you guys in a later video.